Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for us to start. And if you notice that something sounds different, my voice is really deep today. Like, it's really deep. Like, much deeper than normal. Like, so deep that I probably could do a much different, like, da, like a very quiet, like a very low ara. And that is partially because I woke up, like I probably slept for about 9.5 hours. And I woke up probably about an hour and a half ago. So why don't we get here? There's me. Excuse me. So yeah, hello, welcome. I guess for now today, this is going to be the ASMR stream for now. I'm not a big ASMR guy, but I know some people like that. Jazz radio host mode. You're listening to whatever radio station this is. I'm your host, Val. But yeah, no, my voice is pretty deep today, and I don't know if I'm getting sick, or if it's just because I'm still waking up in the morning. So, yeah, I'm feeling in a much more down, like chill, like low key kind of vibe today. At least that's how I'm feeling. And I was talking with our guest today, and it's funny as he's also feeling in that same. Thank you for that, Soul. I appreciate that. Our guest is also feeling the same way. Like, because for him, it is in 2 hours I gotta panic Val. Like, okay, I'll be here for that. Oh, there's that. Thank you. That was 100 total Dr. Pepper. Wait, no, that was... Oh, did I not update those? I could have sworn I updated the channel points on that. Huh. Oh, I changed the wrong one. So that's supposed to be 220. And throw a bunch of them is supposed to be 100. I forgot to fix that. So yeah. Excuse me. The walls got... So, prior to, like, going live, I was talking with our guest today, and, you know, we're both, like, tired. So, we're both just kind of in this mood right now, in this feeling, in this headspace. And when I said, hey, if you want to just like take a nap or rest your eyes or do whatever you want to do for the next 30 minutes, you're more than welcome to do that. He's like, okay, I'll do that. And I'm like, all right, hey, 30 minutes up today. Val is live so early. So that's because our guest today is in the GMT +7 time zone. And so it is currently about 1 a.m. for him. So yeah, we decided to push the VOD back a couple hours because, one, I'm going to be going to work at 2 p.m. today, 2 p.m. my time. And he wants to get to bed at a decent time, decent being relative. Thanks for the Dr. Pepper off. But yeah, once showtime came, I was like, hey, about to unmute, about to go live I'm about to unmute in like a couple minutes. And I'm like, so how was your nap? And he's just like, so I didn't nap. Instead, I just kind of sat there and stared at a wall for 30 minutes and did nothing. So, this is really funny. But yeah, let's talk about our last show, which was yesterday, and let's talk about our next show tomorrow. So, what I'm going to do first is I'll just do this. That should be correct. So that was our guest yesterday, the Darling Damon, and they were super fun. They were super cool, and I really enjoyed talking with them. And I felt it was a very informative show. I don't know, just conversations we were talking about was really fun, but also very welcoming in my opinion. Good job, Finch. You did it. Good job. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. If you guys didn't catch that show, I highly recommend going on my YouTube. That'll be up after the stream today. So consider subscribing and follow me on YouTube if you want to see those past episodes of the VOD. And then upcoming soon, wow, I'm so sorry, Lunar. Upcoming soon, we are going to be doing YouTube content for the VOD, where we're going to be trying to do more like news-based things and like journalism stuff, which I think will be super fun. There is a 1-minute cooldown on that. So yeah. I don't have my YouTube channel link up. That's really funny. But if you look at me in YouTube, don't worry. The YouTube link is the same as my username here. It's _Valentine, so you can find me at youtube.com/it's_Valentine. So yeah, there's that. So that was yesterday's guest. Now, tomorrow's guest is going to be a little rap VTuber that I'm super excited to have, because I have not met somebody else who has had such an affinity for Dr. Pepper as much as I have. And so, you know, excuse me. Oh, Finch, R.I.P. Rest in peace. 07s. And that is tomorrow we're going to have Mercury Winds with us. And wow. That looks like an old clip. That looked like an old clip. Goodness. Interesting. How the times change. How the times change indeed. Wow, good job, Lunar. Good job. That sounds very sarcastic. I assure you it's not sarcastic. It's not sarcastic at all. That's just the way I sound right now. So yeah, join us tomorrow as we have Mercury with us. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm super excited, and you know, following that, we're gonna continue to have a fun-filled schedule for the rest of the season. So I hope you guys can join me then. And something else is that I probably won't be streaming next week except for the VOD. So, you know, kind of taking a little bit of a micro break. That way I can catch up and focus on school. And thankfully I still have all A's in my classes. So, you know, making schoolwork. So yeah, those are kind of the things to look out for and keep in mind. Also, the maid stream the Femboy maid stream is coming up. If you missed it yesterday, the announcement was that I finished my 3D maid Val model. And yeah, now all I have to do is just stream with it. So expect that. Now people will wish for Lunar's downfall like they wish for mine. I can take points whenever I want, I can give points whenever I want, and I can set points whenever I want. So keep that in mind. Just be glad that Tathan isn't here, because if he was here, if you win, he'd time you out for 1 minute. But anywho, enough rambling from me. Why don't we get on with our show today? Because this is not about the past, it's not about the future, this is about the present. And our guest today is a gift. Now, when I first found out about this VTuber, it was through one of my previous guests, Shirayuki Ren. And he's a lot of fun. He's super cool. He was actually streaming earlier today. And, you know, just a very fun, very energetic, but also a very wholesome individual that I'm really happy I got to have on the show. Now, this guest we have today is cut from the same cloth in that they are in the same time zone, and they are both very nice and very wonderful people. So I'm very excited to, in the conversations I've had with him, you know, nothing but kindness and nothing but just patience for my stupidity. So, today we will be welcoming a goofy goober. This VTuber plays a variety of games, from FPS games to dating sims. Dating sims. He is not afraid to try new genres. Now, their streams can be either an entire brain-dead session of goofing around to a deep talk on life itself. Does that sound familiar? That sounds familiar to me. That sounds like my streams as well. Now, they've got some interesting takes on anime, food, and games in general, which we will definitely have to talk about today on stream because I think that'd be a little fun. So please welcome our little goofy goober guy, Grimlen. Hold on. Grimlen : uppercase D. It says you have to mention the smiley. So there's the smiley. Anywho, please welcome our guest for today. Hopefully VDO Ninja decides to work. You have to give it a second, guys. It has to clear up. There we are. He is corporealizing. We have to give it a sec for the VDO Ninja to just... Oh, there it is. It's slowly coming in. Slowly but surely coming in. Grim, how are you doing today?
Hold up. I'm doing some heyday shit. Give me like 5 seconds. I gotta plant my wheat real quick. All right. I'm doing all right.
Were you playing Minecraft?
I was playing Heyday.
Oh, you're playing Heyday. That's what you were saying. Oh, what is Heyday?
I'm surprised you don't know. It's one of the classics, along with Angry Birds and stuff.
Heyday.
It's the farming game.
Oh, so the reason why I don't know is because the one I'd probably be more familiar with, which is older, was Farmville.
Oh.
Do you not remember
Is it
Farmville?
older?
Yeah, Farmville is definitely older. Let's see. Yeah, let's see.
Farmville came out. Oh yeah, it is older by like
2009.
3 years.
See, Reaper here gets it.
My first thoughts onto like on the show is I don't know where to look because I've got your stream open, but it's delayed and it's messing with my brain. It's telling me, hey, this is. But
I can do this.
The wall is boring.
The wall is
boring. I don't want to look at that anymore. Actually, while you were doing your intro, there was an ant. That was like the most interesting thing that's happened the whole day.
Yeah.
Oh, sadly, yes.
Wow, guys, Lunar lost all of their points. 07s.
Laugh at them.
Laugh at them. Well, I just shared my screen on Discord with you. You can throw that on your monitor.
Sure, that works.
Watch it that way and look straight ahead.
Can I close a Video Ninja thing on my browser?
If you
keep it open.
You have to keep it open. You can just minimize the window. And
yeah. All right.
Because if you close it, then you will disappear from the VOD entirely.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that. Like, it is cold in my room. What happened in like the past 2 seconds? Okay, I'm good. I got my blankie.
So as you can see, guys, that's what you get for waking up in Vegas. I don't live in Vegas anymore. Oh my goodness, that's exactly what happened when at one moment you're just sitting there, vibing, chilling, doing whatever you want, and then like it's a crisp like 98 degrees, and then all of a sudden it drops to 30 and you're like, what the heck, what just happened? Sorry, Fahrenheit. So I guess for those not America centered, on the imperial system, that would be going from like 35 degrees to all of a sudden to like 10. If that makes sense. So yeah, it would go from hot to really cold. So yeah, Grim.
Yeah.
Besides playing Heyday, how are you doing today specifically?
I'm doing all right. I don't have many words. I had something planned before I started,
Yeah.
but I cannot remember it. I am.
So
Oh,
so
the
guys,
energy is not there right now.
this is going to be our least energy filled, like most brain dead stream because we're both really tired. But we're both invested, so I assure you, today's gonna be a fun, good show.
I wouldn't say. No, I am tired. That's a lie.
Yeah. Say. Well, before we go any further, I have to ask you my first and most important question, in my opinion, and that is, Grimlen, who are you and what is your story?
Who am I? I am me. I don't have a character or character lore.
Mm-hmm.
This model is literally based off me as a person.
Yeah.
I got the seal hat in real life. I got the hexagon glasses, which I really like.
Yeah.
Amazing purchase, by the way. Spent way too much on them. I got scammed the hell out of it, but they look good. Um,
the fit is worth it.
the butler suit is, I don't know. I really like suits. That's pretty
Yeah.
much it.
Do you have like a favorite brand
I
of
always
suit?
had that thing where do you ever feel snazzy wearing a suit?
Oh, I always feel snazzy every time
Oh,
almost.
right.
I have
I
two different
love that.
suits.
I feel so fancy and snazzy. I'm like, oh my, I'm so much better. So I just put that in, and I loved it. The suit's not completely ideal though, but to be
Mm-hmm.
fair, I got this model on a budget, so I'm not gonna complain about that.
Oh, I'd say the model looks really good.
Not to my standard, but I'm not gonna complain. 'Cause,
See?
I don't know. I started streaming. I wanted to start streaming for ages.
Mm-hmm.
I only started streaming, I think it was like last year or beginning of last year.
Yeah.
And that was because I finally got a decent laptop that could, like right now I'm using a laptop. I don't have a PC. I need to save up for that. But I got a really good laptop last year and I could finally start streaming. I tried to stream in the past with a school issued laptop, which was, oh my god, the most painful thing. It
Ah,
could
yes.
barely run anything other than like it was Apple. First of all, it was a MacBook Air.
Okay, well that's your problem
It,
because like I don't
well,
think
oh, 100%, 100%.
like MacBooks are
But
great, just not for gaming.
oh yeah, it. I think CS:GO was the best game I could have run, and I played that with my friends. And even with that, I had 24 FPS.
Oh no.
But the thing is, I got so used to it that 24 FPS looked normal to me at that point.
You know,
So normal that I, when I switched over to my friends who had like 100 plus, I was like, this is too much. Lower it back down.
it's funny that you bring that up because one of my favorite games, cinematic gaming experience. Yeah, honestly, like
It
24
was a
frames.
slideshow.
It was it's a slideshow. So what's funny is, I've had my PC for almost a year now, and I love it. It's one of the best things I've ever bought. And I was gonna get there, Reaper. I was gonna get there. But it's one of the best things that I have bought. And recently, because I have a PS5 as well, I've been a PlayStation nerd since pretty much most of my life. And recently, I was trying to find games to play with my best friends. And so we were like, what if we want to play Bloodborne? And just like, yeah, we'll play Bloodborne. So I went back to my PlayStation and I loaded up Bloodborne. And the first thing I see, I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot this game is capped out at 30 FPS on a PlayStation game. And I just kind of sat there. I'm like, oh no. Am I really going to keep playing this? And so it's one of those things though where at a certain point you get used to it. Like,
You kept playing, right? You didn't stop there. You just kept going.
oh yeah, no, I certainly
Oh yeah, 100. You get so used to it. It
like
feels normal.
I'm not the kind of guy where I'll just immediately just like, ah yes, 30 FPS. Not my gaming experience. I turn it off, go back to my desk with a monitor that caps out at 60 FPS that can't go any higher. No, it's one of those things where, um, playing Bloodborne, I'll gladly play the 30 FPS. I think it adds to the dynamic. I think the game is really good just with the way it's designed. You
You
know,
know, I feel like there's a line you should draw between just accepting that that's the max you can do between seeing the benefits of it.
the more insight you have, the less frames you get. Every time you say grant us eyes and you get a new eye, you drop in frames. Oh my goodness, I could talk about Bloodborne for well over 2 hours. It's just one of those games that
I just want to try it. I haven't tried it yet, and I don't even know if I can handle it.
um
Probably
well,
not, but we'll
Bloodborne is a
see.
game that's only on uh it's only on the PlayStation.
Oh, so no, I'm not going to try it for a while.
Yeah, so it's only on the PlayStation, and because that's one of the biggest debates like in gaming is when will Bloodborne be ported to PC? And so, um, with that, the entire discussion just it's like they have no reason to port it to PC. And other people are like, well, it needs to be ported to PC. Why? Why not? It just doesn't make any sense. Imagine the mods, the upscaling you can do, the outreach you could have. Ultimately, From Software and Sony are the only two people who can really say what the state of Bloodborne will be in the future. I'm content because I play it on my PlayStation, so I'm more than happy to just play it there.
Sure, yeah.
So
I I definitely know what it's like to suffer through low quality games.
that's the
I
thing.
think
Go
there,
ahead.
do you know the game Kings of Exile, I think it's called?
I
King of Exile?
don't. I think
It's
I've heard of it.
a MMORPG,
Uh
which is
huh.
like all like it's the most classic MMORPG you can think of, right? Like fantasy, magic, wizard stuff. And my I turned every setting down to the most minimum. I ran at 10 FP 10 to 8 to 10 FPS on that game with my friends. And my character could shoot out a fireball. On my screen, the fireball was literally just like a light source moving across the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'd see the cave, which was like a bunch of lines. It wasn't even a cave. It was just like the outlines
Yeah.
because the rocks and stuff wouldn't render or anything.
Is it Path of Exile?
Path of Exile. Sorry, I messed it up. Yeah, Path of Exile. Yeah, it
Interesting.
was literally just think of
Kind of looks like
like
Diablo,
I,
or like it reminds me
sure.
of like that top. It kind of reminds me of that top-down um
Oh
MMO
yeah.
style.
Oh, I honestly don't know what the game looks like normally
Uh huh.
because I saw it like I said, just the outlines of the cave. I've never seen the actual place. It's They're lines. They're like go to Microsoft Paint and choose the line tool. That is what I saw.
So what it sounds like to me is that thought experiment of the people who were chained in the cave and can only understand the world through shadows, and
Oh
that's
no.
what your experience was.
I mean, kind of true because when my friend showed me on his computer, I didn't believe it was true.
All I gotta say is that's incredibly funny.
I oh, I still remember. I didn't see anything. Monsters were the literal blocks. Like think of like a test monster that you just have a block that with the AI. That's what
Yeah.
my monster was.
And this is what you
It
enjoyed
said
playing?
wolves and bats were attacking me. I saw big squares and small squares attacking me.
Big squares? So essentially you're playing a game in a test build in Unity.
I felt like I was playing a really old game. Up, don't die.
Pardon me.
Oh, you're excused.
Ah, thank you. It's funny because like since I got to grow up on, I didn't have a PC growing up. I grew up on console games, and because of this, 30 FPS was the thank you. 30 FPS was the standard for me. And so
Uh-huh.
like we had in my life of the consoles we got, squares are pretty very terrifying. They really are though.
Yeah.
In my life, we had a PS1 and then we got a PS2. And then we were playing the PS2 a lot. And then we got an Xbox 360, but we still had the PS2. And then after we got the Xbox 360, then my parents decided to get us a PS3. So now we had an Xbox 360 and a PS3. And then my dad got a Wii in a company contest for free. And so now we had an Xbox 360, a PS3, and a Wii. And honestly, I think the Wii was the best thing we had. Not gonna lie. It's not that I didn't like the 360 or the PS3. It was just, I don't know. I put so much time into that Wii. Like, this Wii Sports went hard, and it was like one of the best family games
for
we
sure.
had. And then after that, we played the heck out of those, and then we kind of each all got our own Xbox 360. And then when we moved a little more, that's when the Xbox One came out, so we finally got an Xbox One. And then for Christmas, we got a PS4. And again, mind you, we're still playing at 30 FPS because we're not playing on monitors. We're
just playing on the console itself.
Well, we're not playing on a computer monitor. We're playing on a TV. We're playing on on a TV. And so 60 FPS.
I remember those days.
60 FPS was if you're lucky. Because when I played on my PS3, for those that don't know, there are TVs that are not capable. They max out at 720p. And that is what I had for my PS3. Is that instead of using the HDMI port, I had to use a component cord, which is a weird little square, like a 3-sided cable, like with the plug that you plug in, and then you had to actually plug into the component of your red, white, and yellow ports. And so that was, your yellow is your video and your red and white were your left-right stereo inputs. And so that's what I played it on. Of that, I played Metal Gear Solid 5. It was in 2013. 2013. I was 13 years old. I was almost, 2013, because I remember I pre-ordered that game. Fantastic game. I'm playing that on a little, probably 15-inch or maybe 18-inch TV. And I'm playing that on 720p at 20 to 30 FPS. And that was what I loved doing. It was so much fun for me. So
I mean, back then, any kind of game in general is the most fun you can have.
Very much so. I was just happy to have it.
Right?
Because I feel like we're moving to a day and age where people are very... Do I want to use the word ungrateful?
No, I'd say they take it for granted.
Yeah. They take it for granted how good how good it is these days. Because
back in my day, we had 20 FPS. Sorry. Go on.
Well, it's funny you say that, because nowadays, one of my good friends, he plays on a 165 hertz monitor, meaning he gets 165 frames. And
sure.
Because of that, he said he cannot go below that. It just looks awful to him. Ooh. He will not play anything that's less than 160 hertz. And so, and to me, I'm thinking to myself, oh man, even 70 hertz is good. 60 FPS. That's what I run all of my computers on. I have, unless it's for gaming, even then I don't have a monitor that can handle more than 60 hertz. So, I'm just that's smells a little privileged to me.
a little spoiled, if I want to say so myself.
Yeah, he's a wonderful guy, don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
But that was a comment that made me be like, somebody did not grow up playing 30 FPS games if you're lucky.
He doesn't remember the days when YouTube max resolution was 720.
Oh my gosh. Playing on a DS with a resolution of like 15 frames per second, that felt like a slideshow.
Oh my god, for sure.
But that was only on
Still
games like
spent hours on it though.
but that was games like those games like Call of Duty on the DS. Cuz like Mario
You
you can
played
get
Call of Duty on the DS? Is that
yeah,
possible?
yes, there are
I,
Call of
I
Duty
didn't even.
games on the DS. There was a Modern Warfare game on the DS. Do people not know this?
No, I didn't know that. I played on the okay. I got my DS actually really late because I have one older brother and he usually got a bunch of things before me. And then since my brother had it, I never got the chance to
Yeah.
get my own, right? Because they're all like, oh, you just use his. And like most older brothers, he doesn't give it to me.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't really get the chance to play it with a DS. But I got a 3DS when I was 13, 12 to 13, and I think I had you know those what's it called, knockoff cards with like multiple like hundreds of games in them.
Like all right, on the DS?
Yeah, one of those. It's like a regular game card, but with like it's like an R5 or something, R card or something.
Well, I actually don't know.
Anyway, it's not allowed. It's illegal to have that. Um, it was just a bunch of random games,
Huh?
either purchased legally or illegally. They're there. So I actually got it from. Actually, I won't mention that. Yeah, okay. I got it, and there was Pokemon Omega Ruby on there, and I've already played my fair share of like emulators of like
Yeah.
the actual games or whatever. Like, but this was my first time to actually play a Pokemon game for real, and I played that shit non-stop.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Oh my! I don't remember what the original topic was about, like that we're talking about. I'm just talking about Pokemon now.
That's
It's
fine.
oh, I love Pokemon. Like, it's crazy.
See,
The
I'll always maintain that you ate potatoes for breakfast. That's funny. Potatoes are good. Don't let anybody tell you any
potatoes
differently.
suck.
Potatoes don't suck. Potatoes are good. Potatoes are
I
healthy.
think they're like okay, nutrition-wise, but sure, but they're like okay.
Well,
Taste.
are you just eating a whole potato, like taking a chomp out of like a potato, like an
I don't
apple?
know. They're like okay overall.
So if you get mashed potatoes, because it's very easy to make mashed potatoes.
I don't,
Why not?
because mashed potatoes are boring.
What do you mean mashed potatoes are boring?
It's just a potato
You had them with
with
chives. That's good.
fucking. It's gravy. Gravy is what
What do
gives
you?
it flavor. The
What do you? No, no,
potatoes are
no.
just there.
What? Do you, okay, have you never had sour cream?
I have. It's okay. It's the sour cream. The potato is just the thing. You could have it with anything else other than potatoes.
So let's back up a little bit. Mashed potatoes with sour cream and chives. Best thing in the world.
They're
Little-
good. I'm not
little-
going to deny that. I'm just saying the potatoes are okay there.
Just
They
potato
add,
by
like,
itself.
Potato by itself, okay, that's stupid. Potatoes on themselves, they can be okay. I'm not saying potatoes are completely bad. I'm just saying they're eh.
They're eh. That's
They could be so much better. It's literally just starch and water.
look.
I could be very wrong about this, but I am a biology major. I should know this.
So potatoes are mostly starch, but they contain healthy carbohydrates.
Sure.
Now,
But do they taste that good? No, not
just
really.
throw some salt on it.
Oh, great. Yes, the salt gives it flavor.
What do you think humans have been doing? Once humans discovered salt and seasonings, that's when, unless
No. Okay.
keep that to myself. Don't want to slander the British.
Oh yeah. Oh come on, they've been slandered. Not enough.
I don't want to slander the British and their food palettes.
Oh, let me get some Yeah, especially that. Yeah, they just got potatoes and salt and they call that a dish. That's not a dish.
Europe fought wars over seasonings, yet they don't
They
use
fought
them.
wars over seasonings and didn't use them. They colonized India, the land of seasons, and proceeded to be like, no, these are not good.
Oh, goodness. Look, all I gotta say is, I cannot live without my seasonings.
Sure, but can you live without potatoes?
I cannot live without potatoes because potatoes are good.
That is sad.
Potatoes are
like
they're cheap.
Okay.
They are cheap, and you can make.
I don't care about the price, the nutritional value. I'm just saying they don't taste that great.
That's why you have to make them. Like, you have to make them taste good.
Okay, but the potatoes themselves are like okay though.
That's like, my God. I mean, that's like taking a bite into a tomato. Tomato by itself is not good.
Tomato by itself is good.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. Nobody says I'm going to slice up slices of tomatoes and just eat those tomatoes raw. You know,
I have.
Didn't you were lying to yourself? You're saying those are good.
No, they're good.
They are
the
not.
Slight sourness is so good.
The slight sourness, and this may be coming from like different parts of the world. In America, we don't just say yes, tomato, chop top off, slice it, eat tomato slice of just that, yes, and nothing else.
I'm from Southeast Asia in Thailand. We don't eat tomatoes that often either. Well, I mean, we don't eat tomatoes that often in general.
I think you guys also have a better selection of spices than we do.
Exactly, and I think tomatoes are fine on their own.
This is the fight of the century. Tomatoes or potatoes?
Tomatoes, 100%.
All right, hold on.
Okay,
can we get a poll?
Let's analyze this at its base form. Would you rather eat a raw potato or a raw tomato?
I'd rather eat a raw potato because I would get
You're just wrong for that, though.
I would get more nutritional value in terms of energy.
I respect your opinion, but your opinion is wrong.
Look, okay. I just think that potatoes have more. They are more substantial. They fill you up better on one potato.
Did I mention that? No, I did. Did I say the nutritional value, the satisfaction? No, I'm talking about taste.
Man, we're getting into a debate here. We're not even at the food chart yet of the portion of the show.
I'm not talking about nutritional. Oh, it fills you up. Who cares? It doesn't taste good. It's bland.
Guys, you know what this sounds like? This is exactly what Phantom would say. Phantom was my former co-host, and that was
Phantom. He's right.
That was Phantom's opinion on every food. If it looks gross, if it smells gross, he's not gonna eat it.
That's stupid. Never mind. Phantom's wrong. What the hell?
If it tastes gross, he's not gonna eat it. Raw potato for me, I distaste the taste of tomatoes. Besides ketchup chips, what are ketchup chips?
Okay, by the way, ketchup, disgusting. The worst condiment to exist.
Really?
Oh my god, I cannot stand it. It's terrible.
What? Explain yourself.
It is so sweet for no reason.
What kind of tomatoes? What kind of ketchup are you getting?
I don't know. I get regular ketchup, Heinz or whatever.
Okay, yeah, then yes.
I'm sorry, my country doesn't specialize in ketchups. We got one version and we stick to it.
This conversation reminds me of water versus soda.
Let me just bring this up.
Okay.
Yesterday, for you, it's like technically also yesterday, but
yeah.
I went to a One Piece exhibition in my country. With a friend, and I loved it. It was amazing. I love the art, everything. At the end, there's a cafe, and they're like, "Hey, you can have Luffy's meat stick," and I'm like, "Damn." Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. You could have Luffy's.
You could have the meat on the bone.
Yes.
Because I know exactly what you're talking about. Because that's what
I almost said you can have this Luffy stick of meat.
No.
Just realized that's just as bad.
No. It's not what we need.
Either way, I'm down.
Luffy's meat stick, stick a meat either way. Count me in.
Anyway, I got it. It looked good in the photo. I received it. It was drenched in ketchup. The most
Whoa.
disgusting thing I've had in my life. I swear to God. Ketchup is a disgusting condiment that should not exist.
Okay, but what about mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise is great. Love mayo.
Yeah?
Yeah, love mayo.
That's something that would you rather, because at least for Americans, ketchup is a very ubiquitous thing, you know, here
I
in
know,
the
and I hate
States.
that.
I think my problem with I can sort of agree with that. Ketchup is very acidic, and I don't like it. Oh, I only like ketchup chips, but I don't like condiments a lot of the time. See,
That's a fair take.
and then you have my mother, which she liked mustard on her French fries.
Is that bad?
It's just not the norm.
I like mustards on my French fries.
Mustard on French fries is good.
Yeah.
But a lot
Mustard's
of people
better than ketchup.
Oh yeah. So hold on. How do you feel about hot dogs?
They're boring, but they're okay.
They're okay. So so what we need to ask then, what we need, this has boiled down to is what qualifies as a non-boring food?
Cow soy.
What was that?
Cow soy. I will type it in the where should I type it in? Stream text chat?
Please do.
No.
Oh look, there's the poll, guys. Potatoes.
What does it say? What's it say?
Tomatoes or potatoes?
What's the results? I don't care about.
We don't know yet. That poll's gonna be going on for however long it was set. Probably looks like 5 minutes or so.
All right, I sent it in the chat. You search that, put it on your stream, and tell me that's not the most delicious thing you've ever seen.
Cow soy. Okay, give me a moment.
That is my favorite Thai dish. And there's a lot of hard picks.
Curry. Thai curry. I'm not a picky eater, so I'll say anything looks good. If you know,
It does look good. It does look good.
We have a genuine foodie on our channel today.
It's just facts. It's not foodie. It's facts. I'm not gonna be like, oh yes, exquisite taste. No, it's good. Just say it's good.
Well, I can't say it's good if I haven't had it.
Well, it's good.
No, the pain you receive. What are ketchup chips? What are ketchup chips?
That is actually stressing me out. Is it just regular chips that taste like ketchup? Because if so, that sounds both potato and ketchup. Disgusting.
This is a Canada. This is a Canada thing. It says Lay's ketchup.
You.
It is a flavor of Lay's that just says ketchup.
The worst form of potato with the worst condiment.
Worst form of potato. Why is there a flavor called spicy ketchup?
That sounds better.
I know you're Canadian, Nina. I like potatoes, but I'm flabbergasted so many people prefer potatoes. What about the Italians? So this is cow soy. Okay, so I've made my own homemade curry, and that's with the help of my Taiwanese friend.
Sure.
You know, making authentic Thai curry. Well, excuse me. He's from Thailand, but he moved to Taiwan and spent a lot.
Oh yeah, you did tell me about this guy. Yes.
And so, pardon me. He's my Thai friend, and he taught me how to make traditional Thai curry. And
is he online right now?
I don't know. He's not a streamer.
Is he online though? Like, do you know him? If he's not, I want you to send him this photo or like ask him about cow soy, and I want you to show me the results of what he says on his rating on it.
All right, I'll do it right now. So while I talk about this, why don't you tell chat what this is? What cow soy is?
It is a curry-ish dish from Thailand with dry crispy noodles that you can soak in with coconut milk, raw onion. You can replace with fried shallots if you want, lime juice, etc., etc. They always have marinated chicken at the bottom. It's really good. And get this, potato that's flavored. Sometimes, not all the time, but it's probably my favorite Thai food as a Thai person. And if you ever have the chance, eat this. Also, pad Thai, the fucking national Thai dish, terrible. It was literally created for tourists.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a Thai dish. No Thai person eats it.
Okay,
At least
I sent him the message. All I said was blank question. What are your thoughts on cow soy? That was all I said.
Good.
Now
Good.
he might be
Let's
in
see what he
China. He might be in China or he might be in Taiwan. Either or. I don't know. This would be in the early morning for him. So I guarantee you we probably won't get a response.
I don't care if it's on stream or anything. Just send me a screenshot of what he says back. I just want confirmation.
You were really
I'm
fighting for this particular dish, and I am
because it's good.
Yeah.
It is. At one point, I think it was 2010, or like I might get the date wrong, but it was like sometime in the 2000s. It got #1 noodle dish in the world.
I see.
That looks disgusting.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lay's ketchup.
That looks. Sorry.
Yippee my ketchup chips. Look at that. Potatoes won the poll. Chat has spoken. But yes, this is Lay's ketchup.
Chat's
guys.
wrong. I'm just saying.
What do you do?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Votes don't show the truth.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, I'm gonna look up a thing.
Okay,
we're
I'm assuming your chat isn't mainly Asian, and I'm just gonna say it's because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it because of that.
Americans are wild because that's the thing. America is certainly a place that has wonderful, like, it's a melting pot of culture is how it's described.
I'm sorry, they look slightly purple. That is disgusting. What? Not only
they're like blue Takis.
That's disgusting. Oh no. How can you look at that and think yum?
Hold on. Do I need to bring that back out? Here, hold on. There we go.
Yes, bring that back up.
See, Grimlen woke up and, well, Grimlen wants to go to bed with violence on the mind.
I don't want to go to bed. I want to find this person.
Well, it's not there. Like, they didn't do anything. That's Canada. That's the Lay's Canada division.
Okay, wait, hold up. My VTube studio is being kind of racist and saying my eyes are closed. Hold up. Let me clear my hair out of my forehead so that I can actually see my open eyes. Gosh.
I created the poll and I'm the only one that voted tomato got a piece. I see. Hold on.
So that means the vote's not valid? Alright, we'll go with that.
The vote's not valid. Guys, this is why I love the show so much, because we get to talk about the most... we either have really cool in-depth discussions about the individual I have on.
This is in-depth.
Or we have the most unhinged discussions. Because there's no real formula on how to do this show. It's just, we talk and we have fun. Vote's not valid, GG.
100%. Why is this valid in any way? One person voted.
Right.
No.
Alright, so we're going to sit here for a moment. I'm going to ask you 37 potato recipes that are absolute perfection according to Food Network Kitchen.
You can make 37 with that bland ass thing? Alright.
And this is according to Food Network TV, which Food Network, an American-based company.
Sure.
Alright, you ready? So, first one, Instant Pot mashed potatoes.
That's just mashed potatoes. What are those extra words? It's just mashed potatoes.
loaded baked potato casserole.
Okay, what's this casserole?
A casserole is when you take a bunch of things, throw it in a dish, cook it, and say, "Here you go."
That's a pot of like just stuff. Moving on.
So it's not a pot; it's a dish because it's in like a square container.
Okay, it's a dish of stuff. Move on. What? What am I?
Shepherd's pie potato bowl.
What? Isn't the focus the lamb there? What does potato have to do with that?
I don't know. This is just what Food Network says.
Oh yes, reliable Food Network who always posts recipes without a story.
This all started because they ate potatoes for breakfast. How about easy Caesar potato salad?
Okay, I've heard of potato salad. It sounds like the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
Potato salad is fantastic. It's really good.
Is it really? Okay, I'm gonna
actually
believe you on that one because I have a feeling it might be good.
So I like potato salad because one, maybe it's a nostalgia and personal thing for me, but potato salad is traditionally made on the 4th of July, which in America is, we celebrate America's independence.
Freedom Day, yes.
Yeah. And so, potato, like, let's see, potato salad recipe. So let's see. My mom had the perfect potato salad recipe, which unfortunately I never got before she passed away. But it's really good when it's made homemade. You can't get the pre-made crap. You have to make it yourself. So let's see. You need red potatoes. You need good mayonnaise because it gives it's supposed to be creamy. It's supposed to have a little bit of Your model got very pissed for a moment there.
Look at what Nana said. Look at what Nana said.
Potatoes that sat out of the open and I heated them for 30 seconds and they're still cold. They sat out for last night.
How could I not be angry? That is. Oh my god, I'm gonna break. I swear.
I swear I'm gonna cry.
I'm gonna cry from lack of flavor. I'm gonna cry so that the potatoes have salt. Okay? Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. So, all right. So, red potatoes, mayonnaise, so it has a little bit of a creamy consistency. Chopped pickles, finely chopped pickles. Hard cooked eggs. I imagine they mean hard boiled eggs. Chopped red onion, celery, a little bit of mustard, some apple cider vinegar, some salt, and then pepper. It's very simple to make. And that's just what this recipe says. Like, again, I just found this one online, but a lot of them typically follow the same format.
That sounds all right.
So, like I said, my mom made the best one, and it was really good. So, I love it. So, all right, moving on. Twice baked potatoes. Filled with bacon bits, grated cheese, and green onions. Ree's hearty potatoes are a real crowd pleaser. Meal prep tip. After filling the potatoes, cover and let it sit in the fridge. When you're ready to eat, pop them in the oven for a quick side dish.
It's baked potatoes.
How about best breakfast potatoes ever? That's just cut russet potatoes. Those are just cube potatoes. How about potato leek soup?
Oh, okay, sure. I don't know. I don't know what to say. These dishes sound okay. Some of them are just the same thing over and over again, but whatever.
It's just the same thing over and over again.
They're just saying, "Ooh, special mashed potatoes" or "mashed potatoes." It's the same shit.
This one just says salt potatoes.
You see my point? That is the most creative they can be. 37, and one of them is salt.
That one straight up just says mashed potatoes.
They already mentioned mashed potatoes.
That one is potato salad.
No, the one from the beginning.
Okay, funeral potatoes. I've heard of funeral potatoes. I don't know what those are.
What are they praying for the fruit? Fruit? What am I on about? What?
Name for
are they praying for the fucking potato?
What? I've never had. So I've only just recently heard about funeral potatoes,
Sure.
and I have no idea what these are.
Hold up, I'm gonna search it up too. Hell is a funeral potato?
I can't believe we just spent this entire like half hour talking about potatoes.
That is potato casserole. It is the same shit.
Also, if bro cry for me, thank you. I love the taste. No, stop it. Food would actually be white low key. What do you mean? Whole food would be white.
You can't just make a casserole. Okay, now that I know what the concept of a casserole is, you can't just put little bits of changes and be like, oh yeah, let's give this an entirely new name. It's still a casserole.
Like, I have one of my favorite things to make that's really super cheap and can fill, like, it's 5 servings for people, or serves like 6 people, is
Sure.
My mom made what's called a ham and noodle casserole. It's very good.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you know, so you take wide egg noodles, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, while those are boiling, you have to make the cheese. You have to, because it's ham or yeah. You have to take like cream cheese, shredded cheese, and like some other kind of thing. I don't remember the ingredients off the top of my head. If I look it up, ham and noodle casserole. There we go. Food.com. Wonderful. So, all you need are 6 ingredients: egg noodles, chopped cooked ham, shredded cheddar cheese, cream of chicken soup, low-fat milk, and butter. And so you cook the noodles however you want, you know, according to the package's directions. You place half of the noodles in a buttered casserole dish. Then you combine the ham and the cheese together, and then you sprinkle it over the cooked noodles. And then you combine the soup and the milk, the cream of chicken soup and the milk. You pour that, like half of that over, and then you put the next layer of noodles, ham, cheese, soup, put some butter on the top, cover with foil, bake it. It's really good. Like, it's made as a cheap family filling dish. It's
Actually
very
does
good.
sound good.
Huh?
But I'm not gonna lie, midway the ant came back, so
The ant came back? Are you watching the ant right now?
no.
I just see your eyes darting back and forth looking down. So I'm like, are you following the ant on your desk?
No, don't worry about it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Well, let's move past ants. And
Sure.
Considering how much we talked about food, I think I might forego the food flow chart today, unless you
Sure.
will.
Let's I don't mind any. I don't even know what that is.
So I have a flow chart. Okay. I have a flow
If
chart.
it's gonna go into a rant, I'd rather talk about other things as well, other than just food.
It's a flow chart.
Wait, hold up. Let me take a good peek at this real quick. See if I'm gonna tell you if I go on a rant or not. And if I am, let's move on.
Can I preface it first? This is
Sure.
a joke. It's a meme. I show this to my guests an hour into the show as kind of we're taking a break from the questions. You know, we're just looking at this and we're gonna, you know, have fun and talk about it, but it's not serious. You know, it's not legitimate. This is not fact. So I want to make that clear. This is just a
I see
meme.
nothing wrong with this.
You see nothing wrong with it?
I see nothing wrong with this.
Guys, you heard it
It
here.
makes absolute sense.
You heard it here, guys. It makes absolute sense. We don't need to talk
There is
about
no error here. It just makes sense. Yeah, it's a steak. Yeah, single. Yeah. Duh.
it. Potatoes are in the steak category, but diced
Yeah,
tomatoes
so?
are in the salad category.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wonderful.
It's just disgusting that you're using potatoes for both, but okay.
Look, would you rather we use pizza? Because we argued this yesterday with our previous guest.
What, a single pizza, but a cut up pizza is a salad?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh my gosh, thank goodness. All right,
I see no problem with this.
let's get rid of this cursed image. So,
All right.
why don't we actually move on to like an actual talk show segment of this?
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
So, Grim, you say that you're in the the Southeast Asia region of
Yes,
the
I am.
world. And because of
I'm in
this,
Thailand right now.
you're in Thailand. And so because of
Yes.
this, you have to deal with time zone, you have to deal with things like this. But you're do you present yourself to the more Asian market of the internet like on Twitch, or you do so with the predominantly American part of Twitch?
American for sure, because I am Thai. I do live here. I am also half Taiwanese. I can speak and read a little bit of actually speaking. I'm a lot better. I can do proper conversations in Mandarin. Reading and writing is a little iffy. Thai, I can hold a very simple conversation. I'm not very great. I moved here like a while ago, but I never properly learned the language, so I'm mostly focused on Americans or like Western side in general. I've got a few viewers from like Denmark, Switzerland, and Germany, which is interesting.
Really?
But just English speaking in general, because I had a Thai person come in chat, and I could say like hi and like simple stuff, but then I was like, okay, I don't know what else to talk about. I'd love to, but like I feel like you got to focus on one.
Now, because of that, do you think that with the way the current market is, that sometimes you wish it was a little, there was like better ways, or just expansion with regionally? Because it seems people I've talked to who are from different countries, a common theme is that they all are presenting and all primarily streaming to American audiences.
I don't know about others' cases, but in my case, I just really don't like Thai entertainment.
Really?
It's very annoying to me. If you go on like a Thai game show, think of like a Japanese game show. It's pretty much that, but like more budget. So I can name a single sound effect, the fucking boing thing. They have that like every 5 seconds, and it pisses me off. And then they have those in streams and YouTube videos. I cannot stand it. So that's one of the reasons I went across, not the main reason, but if like I have a Thai sense of humor, right? Like I have a mixed sense of humor. I have both Thai and Western because like I'm online a lot.
Of course.
But I don't think what's the original question?
The original question is, do you wish there was a better like, or what are your thoughts on the idea of having more growth in your region in addition to streaming to American audiences? That way you're relaying to people around where you live.
I see. No, not really. Yeah, it'd be very different. Like my streams right now, they would not seem entertaining at all to the local Thai population. They'd actually probably hate me and think I'm really boring.
Unless you have the boing sound.
Oh yeah. It's almost you need flashy lights, you need constant noise, and I cannot. Like maybe like every few days I could deal with that, right? Because I grew up here, I'm used to it. Yeah. But I don't know if I could do that every day or like every stream. It's too much. So no, I don't think so. I don't think it's needed. Maybe in other countries, but for me personally, absolutely not. I'd hate to mix the two.
Oh yeah. So then, what would you hope would change, with the current entertainment you see with your home region, then? Because if that's happening like on Twitch as well, for that, yeah.
I want them to just adapt the Western side of comedy in general. I'm a huge fan of just funny stuff, and Thai comedy is fucking annoying. And oh my god,
And you
if
say
they could
that
just
being somebody from Thailand.
yes,
Okay.
let's get that out there. I am Thai nationality. I'm not dissing on some random country.
Yes. I just want to put that out there.
But yeah, I just want them to implement some, and I at the same time I want the Western media to implement some of the more wacky and weird things that Thailand finds funny. There's this one video, because there's a bunch of in my uni. There's a bunch of transfer students from America, and I try to show them like Thai memes every now and then, and they just sit there with a straight face. And I wish, I really wish they'd like give up at least a pity chuckle.
A pity chuckle.
Because
Hold on.
Thai memes are, you have to be Thai to get them. That's the thing. There's there's this one video. You know the sport? What's it called? What's the one where they have the brooms and they just
Hockey?
you know?
Or
No,
curling?
no, no.
Curling.
Curling. There's one there's one video like a bunch of Thai boys is trying to do curling with a catfish. It's just a really wet concrete floor. They slide the catfish down, and there's a bunch of boys scrubbing a brush in front of it. It's so stupid, but every Thai I've shown it to fucking dies laughing. I showed it to the Americans. They sat there with a straight face, and I was, oh no. It's like when you show your friend a movie and they're on their phone. You're like, oh god damn it.
Because I just looked up a video on YouTube that just says Thai memes. I was looking at a video that says funny Thailand videos compilation.
Could you share it? I'd like to see what came up.
And I just see
I'm a little worried.
And I just see a parent like carrying a child across what looks like a field and just swinging the child.
Wait, I gotta see this. Hold on.
And now I'm watching a video of two dudes dancing on the side of just like a very yoinky sploinky kind of dance on the side of the road.
I gotta see this. Wait, could you show? I'm so curious.
Yeah, I will send it to you. Well,
I'm so curious.
So it just it is a very interesting thing that you talk about this and you bring all this up because entertainment is clearly something that, I mean, we all can kind of see that and understand that entertainment is something that varies very much so depending on culture and, you know, country. Because like, and I feel like sometimes America does have a little bit of an advantage of diversity when it comes to content like that, but I feel like at the same time it also kind of gives you a closed off sense of discovery when it comes to entertainment. Because as you kind of talked about, Japanese game shows, you show an American that who's never seen it, their mind is blown.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I saw a Japanese game show of these people who had, I want to say kazoo, or it was either no, I think it was harmonicas. Like, harmonicas in their mouth, like, strapped to their mouth. And the thing is that they had to go through challenges, sometimes would involve pain or something.
And try not to make a noise?
And they could not make a noise. If they made a noise, they got hit with, like, a balloon, or, like, with, like, a boxing glove.
Yeah, that's very common in that.
And it was the funniest thing to me because I saw a woman who, like, she was trying not to move, and it was trying so hard not to laugh herself, and you just see her face bright red, clearly struggling not to laugh, and then she just lets out a very high-pitched noise on the harmonica that just sustains for like 10 seconds, and then you just see her get followed up with a boxing glove. I'm like, it was I don't know how to describe it. It was wild. It was nuts.
There's this one, I think it's Korean, where it's a bunch of comedians who are in a library, a public library, a very real library, and they do the exact same challenge.
Oh, there's a show that was a show on MTV about that a couple years ago. It was called Silent Library.
Oh, is it? Oh, it was so funny.
Yes, it was called Silent Library, and the whole premise of the show was six people would be sitting at a table in a library, and the library is extremely quiet. They had a decibel meter with them, and so basically they'd be given various challenges, and their goal was to complete the challenge without going into the red on the meter. And so it was
Ah,
really like it was wild. I think one of the biggest episodes they had was when Justin Bieber and his crew were on the show. It was really
interesting.
funny. So I wonder if I can find that game show, because that's something I want to watch again. Yeah, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Now,
I love stupid game shows.
now, because you're trying to stream to people in America and stuff like that, are you able to uh oh no, sorry, I just saw a clip of Silent Library just pop up. Is there What is your experience like trying to collab with people who are like myself, given this show and the time it is, what's your experience with collabing with people who are outside of your time zone?
I actually don't have that much experience collabing outside my time zone
Really?
because I did like this one. I don't want to discredit anyone who was part of this, right? I'm not going to mention anyone,
Mm-hmm.
but I did plan a. I was going to plan a Lethal Company stream with a bunch of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I suggested the idea. I tried to plan it all, and then like I think it was the day before, I didn't get a single response on anything I tried to plan.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, they all decided on a time zone didn't work. I kind of got pushed out of my own like plan, but it is what it is. Time zones are rough, so I'm it's rough. It's not great.
Mm-hmm.
uh yeah,
It's
collabs are not great for me. The most people I collab with are like in Australia or in the similar time zone, like Ren. I play with Ren every now and then,
mm-hmm. So
but
is because of that experience, what were you able to take from it? What were you able to learn from it?
fucking plan things or like at least meet people. Like I don't talk to those people that much in the first place,
Mm-hmm.
but I definitely did not reach out to any of them afterwards because I kind of felt annoyed that I was kicked out of my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But just planning's good. It's really good. I'm trying to set up a similar thing with people that are actually available at right times, but they're not very active on Discord, so it's very hard to reach out to them.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Are you still wanting to try and collaborate in the future with other people? Like, you're not going to let this one experience define the rest of your ability to try and do this.
Oh yeah, 100%. I kind of hate the word collab
Mm-hmm.
because in my mind I'm just thinking we're all just playing a game um while streaming coincidentally. I the word collab, I know that's what collabing is, but the idea of the word collab to me feels like you're doing this for a gain. You're doing this for to reach new people, to reach like new viewers, and I don't like that idea. I like just playing a game with some friends,
Hmm.
and they just happen to be streamers, which is great. But
So,
yeah, I'm definitely trying to get more collabs in, trying to reach out to more people.
do you suppose there should be like a new way of describing it? Do you think just we should just say it, call it as it is? Hey, I'm just playing with X, Y, and Z.
A play date,
A play
perfect.
date? Play date.
We gotta go back to the originals.
Hey
When
guys,
is the
guess
last
what?
time you've had a proper play date? When you get older, it's all, hey, wanna hang out? No, I wanna have a play date, bro. You know? Gosh, grow
Yes,
up too much.
my favorite thing is when I'm going on a date and I say, "Hey, you wanna sleep together?" No, 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 no. I want to have a sleepover.
Exactly. Oh, I don't get. Everyone's trying to sound cool and grown up. Yo, wanna hang out? Wanna chill? No, dude. I wanna go have some funsies.
I
God,
want to chill and have some funsies. Let's have a play date and then maybe have a
exactly.
sleepover. You know,
That
I
is that is the perfect description. I'm fine with the word collab. It kind of puts me off if someone just asks me, "Hey, want to do a collab?" Because the first thing that pops in my mind is the whole viewer thing, blah 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 blah. Even if
I was
that's not their intention.
I was gonna say,
I have a
go ahead.
I have a pretty close friend of mine that I play with like quite often.
Hmm.
He always reach out to me, hey, want to do a collab, and I'm always thinking in my head, I know he doesn't mean it like that. He just wants to play games, but it's just stuck in my mind.
It's interesting that you say that because, um, like as I'm thinking about it right now, when I think of collab, it sounds like two businesses trying to get together to make more money,
That's
rather than
exactly my point.
because, like, for instance, uh, and I say it because earlier today I saw a post on Reddit where it was talking about the next Fortnite season because they released the new like art for it, the new Fortnite season, and it's just
Sure.
like, does this mean there's not going to be a collab this time, like for the battle pass? And so I
Hmm.
was just thinking to myself, collabing is, for the most part, a word that is reserved for two
Two
parties,
companies who are
two companies trying to
trying to
come
get a
together.
gain out of something.
Yeah, trying to make more money, make more viewers. Um, yeah, that makes it. I don't know. I agree. I think Playdate sounds better.
Playdate is a 10 times better word. I just came up with it too on the spot. I just remembered the word.
Oh
It
my
is
goodness.
perfect.
So,
Absolutely perfect.
what does your ideal Playdate look like?
Literally just goofing around with friends. I love being goofy.
Mm-hmm.
I love making jokes, just being fun. But oh, just having fun, and then like viewers, viewers are nice, right? If especially if they talk in chat, it's great.
Of
But
course.
yeah, yeah, I don't really care. The thing is,
Uh-huh.
unlike most streamers, I think in my perspective, my chat or like my viewers don't come first
Yeah.
because I feel like if I'm not having fun, then what's the point of me doing this?
I feel like that's a very bold thing to say, especially considering a lot of VTubers and just streamers in general, their opinions are just like they put their chat before everything else.
That's what I
Uh,
really hate. Like, there's also, of course, the extremes where streamers do like illegal stuff because their chat tells them, and I think
mm-hmm.
that's so stupid. The whole point of streaming, in my perspective, is not to get successful or anything. It's just to have fun. I I
That's fair.
I I, I love talking to chat, but for example, if I'm playing with a friend, my friend comes first. I don't care what chat. If my chat doesn't like him, good on you. Fuck off. My perspective.
I mean, it
Like,
kind of
I'm
remind.
playing with my friend. I don't see a reason for you to complain. If you don't like it, you can leave. You don't have to complain.
That's a very interesting, but also I feel like a very unique thing to talk about because I feel like a lot of people these days just kind of they don't have the courage to say, if you don't like this, go. Nothing's keeping you here. Because people are and that just comes down to how people regard streaming as I must be a people pleaser to everything, when in reality it's just like, hey, I'm doing this because I want to do it. I'm not doing it because you guys want it. You guys happen to be following and watching, you know and you like it. You're here otherwise, and if you don't like it, well, you're just forcing yourself to be here. It's like, don't force yourself to
Actually,
be here.
yeah, I actually did lose, like, I think around, it's not much, but like, I lost like 20 followers because of
Ooh,
this concept.
really?
It was one main rule of just like, um, don't pop in if you're 16 and under.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can watch, but like, try not to be too involved because people are weird on the internet, right? And I
Of
feel like
course.
at that age, you're too young to be involved. Just showing up
Mm-hmm.
in a Twitch chat in general, you can have a bunch of people just
It's like,
message you or just contact you in some way. And I think that's
it's
not
irresponsible.
something a 14 or younger kid should go through.
Yeah, it's like when you give
And
kids that internet access. Like, uh, are you in your 20s?
I am almost in my 20s. I am
You,
19.
okay. So I'm only 4 years older than you. But when I was in high school, I was perusing Reddit, and at that time, Reddit was not as regulated, not as,
Uh-huh. Yeah, I remember those days.
and you could literally watch people die, lose their lives,
Yeah.
you
I
know.
watched
And
beheadings and stuff,
I,
etc.
well, let's not throw around that word on stream.
I watched RIP.
Unlivings.
Yes.
But the point I'm trying to make is that I feel like there's no difference in a stream like that if you're explicitly stating, I don't want minors in my stream, because that's for the most part that's kind of my rule as well. I don't want minors in my stream because it's not that it's a safety thing,
Yes.
because I don't want people who are not, legal adults to come in here and for something to happen, whether they get harassed or stuff like that. It's now on my plate that I have to manage and deal with. And so,
Hmm.
it's just I need to be better in my chat. I put in my rules that it's 18 plus, but it's one of those things where, again, I wouldn't let my child be on Reddit. When I have kids, I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
you're not going to be on. I'm not going to let them be on sites like Reddit, because it's not a good place for a child to be.
And
know.
Twitter too.
On Twitter. And so, of course, this is my own opinion. I'm not saying this is what other people should do. This is just my course of action.
Sure.
Is what and I want to put that out there. But it's just how you govern your stream, because a lot of people don't treat it as though people don't treat these streams as much as it is, this is the streamer's place. Now you're coming into their place. It's like it's their home, and you're coming in there, and they're welcoming you in. But by that same token, they have the right to kick you out.
Yes.
And the door is always open. You have the right to leave.
I'm not gonna lie. This is actually one thing I really don't like about the current VTubers I'm seeing a lot of on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them I see are like, this isn't their fault, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it's also up to them. It's up to them. I don't really care. But I see a lot of them just doing whatever their viewers say, and like, if they like it, that's great. But sometimes I could see like some restraint, like they don't really want to, but they still end up doing it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's losing what makes you you.
Mm-hmm.
You end up just becoming chat,
Yeah.
and
It's
you just
you lose
I'm not
your
a fan
identity.
of it personally.
Yeah. Because, I have a chat decide stream thing, but that was because we reached a goal, and I'm like, hey, well, we reached this goal. You guys can decide what I do for a singular stream. That's why I'm
Oh yeah,
pretty...
but you put limits, of course, right?
Uh-huh. And I talked about this last
Exactly.
night on the show, where I make sure I have boundaries that, while it may not seem like it, I typically bend my knee to chat a lot. I do have my... Yeah, somebody follow Grim. That way they can they're one away from 100 followers.
Thank
Go
you if
follow.
someone does.
Finally, somebody who says, please do follow me. It's just like, no, you don't have to.
You don't have to follow me. No, follow me. I want them.
But yeah, like,
In
well, it
fact,
may
if
not...
you could stay in my streams till I have 3 concurrent viewers.
Are you not an affiliate yet?
No, not yet, and it's wild.
All right, I'm gonna change that.
It is what it is. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna change that. Okay.
Sure.
But yeah, it may not seem like it, but I...
Thank you so much, Vega.
Vega's a real one.
And everyone else, of course.
It may not seem like it, but I do have boundaries, and I do have limits that I set. And I make sure to keep those, and I have them said because, again, they're important. And thankfully, nobody has crossed them yet. But it's one of those things where if I notice it happens, I do have the confidence to say, all right, guys, this is not okay. This is not acceptable. I don't like this. This is not good. This needs to change.
Yeah.
Because one of the most defining moments in my life was when I was in my high school orchestra class, and my teacher, one of the best double bassists in the country, maybe even in the world, and because at the time he was during a down period in his professional career, so he's like, I might as well. I have a degree. I might as well because he taught university studies for orchestra stuff, and he's like, I'll take a break and I'll just teach a local high school. And so he taught at my high school for 1 year. Now, this man had performed all around the world. He was very famous among double bassists. I'm a double bassist. You know, I play the upright bass. You know, that big old boom boom.
I play
boom,
the
boom,
saxophone.
boom. Oh, there you go. Heck yeah. And so we were practicing one day because we were trying to practice for our competition. And OMG jazz band win. I wouldn't mind that. I have my upright bass right now.
I would not mind that as well. I have my sax next to me.
Maybe one of these days I'll actually play my bass on stream.
I'd love to. I need to get a proper mic for it though, or else it's just gonna sound like it's gonna sound terrible.
SM58, my guy, or no, an SM57. Get an SM57.
SM57.
It's like $80, $80 to $100 USD.
There's wait, let me search it. 80 USD. M57. Oh.
It's about $100.
$80 USD.
It's about $100 USD.
$100 USD.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you how many meals that can get me.
So let's see. That's about 3,500 baht.
That is 88 meals.
Wow. Oh no. But the thing is that that mic, like, that'll take you very far on a budget.
Sure.
In terms of microphones.
I'll probably save up for it then.
Yeah. Open a throne. Maybe people can add that to the throne and have people support it.
I don't know how Throne works. I haven't even bothered to set it up.
I know a jazz drummer for several years, by the way. Heck yeah. Jazz drummers are cool.
Dude, but jazz drummers are amazing.
But
yeah,
how I modeled my streaming after is this one event where we were practicing for a state competition. And one day we just were not good. We were not practicing well at all. And my teacher, put his baton down and he said, "All right, that's enough. I am done." And we're like, "What is going on? You know, what do you mean?" He says, it's just like, "You guys are not taking this seriously. You guys don't care. You guys clearly are not listening to me, and you are not doing anything I say, and you're not being respectful." And we're like, "We're not being respectful? What do you mean?" He's like, "You're not being respectful in the way that you're playing and practicing. You guys are nice and you're wonderful to me, but clearly the way how you act with your playing is not respectful, because it clearly shows that I am not doing my job properly. So if you guys don't want to show me respect and you don't want to listen to me, then I'm not going to teach you." And then he stepped down from his conductor podium, walked over to his office, slammed the door, turned the lights off, and shut the blinds. And he left everyone else to their own devices.
Why did he turn off the lights if he was going to close the blinds?
Because the thing is that it's an office it was an office with a little window inside the building, like inside the room. And so he could still see light.
I see.
And so, the light switch is next to the door. And so, regardless.
Sorry, that was so off topic. Yeah, go on.
And so that's what he did. And so everybody in the class was just kind of stunned. And so, we're all just like, what do we do? And somebody's like, well, if he's not going to be here, let's just keep practicing. And so the first violinist, who is the concert master, goes up to the podium with his violin, and he's like, "All right, guys, let's start from this part and let's go." And he's like, "Okay." And so we all start playing. And then, sometimes somebody would say, hey, we need to stop. That just doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
And we'd all stop and we'd all go back and do that bit as a section. We'll probably do that for about 15 to 30 minutes. I think it was probably about 15 minutes. And after that, then we see the blinds we hear the blinds get pulled up. We see the lights come on. He comes out, walks out, does not say anything, comes back up to his podium, picks up his baton and says, "All right, where were you guys practicing? We're practicing at measure 55. All right."
Yeah.
Violins up, everyone up. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We go. Continued like nothing ever happened. And from that point on, that was the best we had ever performed. So much so that we qualified for the national competition in the United States.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh! Vegas resubscribe. Thank you for the resubscription. Freaking ads mid-story, and I had to fix it. Oh, well, thank you, Vega. We're just gonna ride this Dr. Pepper train. Oh no, there it goes. I'm sorry, but thank you for
It's all right.
resubscribing.
I did have a really kind of an opposite experience with you. I had a really bad conductor come to my
Oh.
jazz band. My jazz band is made out of 12 people from the entire high school. So that's
Oh.
around 1,200 people.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was the baritone saxophone player for that band. And we had a conductor come in from like the States who our band teacher who like kind of respected. So we're like, okay, he's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
The worst instructor I've seen in my life. He is
Oh,
terrible.
no.
He might be talented, sure, but I think he's a terrible human being
Oh no.
because he does not care. First of all, it didn't look like he wanted to be there. He was a replacement because we had someone else planned, another conductor,
Mm-hmm.
but they got in a car accident, so we had to get him.
Oh no.
Maybe he knew of that. Maybe that's why he was so salty, but I don't think that's any reason to excuse whatever he did. I remember we were practicing on stage and we had like bleachers, right? And we kind of had to like makeshift them together so there was enough space for everyone on the stage. And there was a tuba player who fell between the gaps of the bleachers with their tuba, and they were kind of like squished and like getting crushed a little bit. And then someone came up to go help them, and then the constructor literally just told him, "No, sit back down. We're practicing. Ignore it." And so I think at that moment, everyone on that stage immediately said like "fuck you" to the guy and just started helping this one guy who fell through. And the
Wow.
constructor got so mad. The conductor got so mad that no one was listening to him. He just left the room, and then we had to wait like 2 weeks practice on our own with our original band teacher before he came back. He was a terrible person.
So I
hate
guess
him.
the lesson there is that it comes down to a level of care. Is how much does the person care about it? Because
Yeah.
with your instructor, that guy, clearly he did not care about his job.
Oh yeah.
With my instructor, he clearly cared about his job and clearly cared
Yes.
about the people he was the kids he was teaching. And so, at least from my perspective and what I learned is just that there's a certain point at which you have to realize that people are not respecting you and they're not listening, and you just have to leave.
Mhm.
And they kind of have to sit there and figure it out themselves, because they're not going to know what they're not going to know what to fix if they don't know they did anything wrong.
Yeah.
And
He never learned his lesson. We still just practice anyway. But yeah, life's life.
Life is life, and it's one of those things where the stories that we often have, you're only good at hitting things. Be quiet, my band director, when I asked about scales. What? Oh
Hitting things like drums. Wait,
that would have to be it.
drums are like percussion. Because it could be like xylophones or whatever.
I just remember, so I had wonderful. I don't know if it was
Snare too. That makes sense.
Maybe I was very lucky, where all of my orchestra teachers I had were wonderful people. They clearly cared about their jobs, and they loved teaching, they loved performing. Because it all started when I was in middle school, and I had my first, well, actually, no, let me phrase that. So when I was in middle school, I went to 2 different middle schools. Like from 6th to 6th grade in America, typically from 6th grade to 8th grade was middle school, if you're not going to junior high. So from 6th to halfway through my 7th grade year, I was at one middle school, and that was when I was in beginning orchestra. My teacher was awful. She was not good. And it's not that she was a mean person. She just was not good at her job. So we all just kind of didn't really care.
Yeah.
And so once I moved to the different part in my city and I went to that middle school, I had this wonderful teacher. She was this German woman, where she was very passionate about teaching, and like she was the kind of woman that when we were practicing in class, she would shout at us in German and to get our attention, and then she would be like she would, this is how I would describe it. Her English was very soft spoken English.
Her German.
And then when
was...
she spoke German, it was incredibly aggressive, very like a stereotypical German you'd think of, just like this, the very strong language it is. And so the dichotomy you see of this like this sweet old woman to just going into this just German speaking lady, it was jarring. But there was something that she would always have, which was she had a bunch of sayings and a bunch of different aphorisms on a whiteboard next to her that would just be signs of encouragement. Because did you guys have the chair system in a position system?
Oh yeah.
Where if you're not first chair, you're last chair.
Sure, yeah.
And so the biggest thing that stuck out to me was, one of the biggest things that I remember is she always said that your chair is where, or your chair is in your heart, or your chair is your heart, not your location. And so
yeah,
meaning
okay.
It doesn't matter if you're number one in what you do. It doesn't matter if you're the last in what you do. So long as you know where you are within yourself and your heart.
Yeah.
That is where you belong, and that is where you will be. Because at the end of the day, she did not give any, she's like, all right, you're my first chair. You just have a little harder things to do, but you're not better than the people behind you.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me phrase that. You do not have more value than the person behind you.
Yeah, okay.
You may have a little more skill, but I value all of you in the section equally. You just happen to strive a little harder, and therefore you have a little more responsibility.
That is almost exactly the same as my band director. He didn't say anything like that, but he just showed it. Because of course, kids are gonna be kids, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're like third chair or you're second chair, like you're not even first, right?" Something like that. But whenever someone said that, he's like, "Shut the hell up." Sorry, I'm being nice. He'd say, "Shut the fuck up" to like a bunch of high schoolers. He's like, he would point to the guy in like second chair, and he's like, "Without him, your piece sounds like shit."
And that's the thing, is that it requires everybody's commitment and requires everybody to play together in order for it to sound good. Because one person carrying the entire thing just doesn't sound good. But if you have, if everybody's on the same page and everybody's working together, it sounds wonderful. Like me and my bass section, we were pretty much the same bass section, the same 4 bassists, because all 4 of us in high school, we were in the top class, because we had our beginning, our intermediate, our advanced, and then our chamber ensemble, which our chamber ensemble was level 4. That was the highest one. I was in that all 4 years, because normally because how we did it, you have to audition to get into it. And so we did that. And we were all on the same ones, and just like to give you an idea of the dynamic we had of the 4 of us. I was second, or I think I was third chair, but that's because I just wasn't as good as the 2 others above us. Our 4th chair was a football player. There was me, where you see where I am now. Our 2nd chair was a pothead who played jazz, and who could go back and forth between playing like the coolest jazz you ever heard to all of a sudden playing one of the most beautiful like bass concertos you've ever heard.
Yeah. And
he could do that while he was high.
I mean, when you're high, you're the most calm you've ever been. So like, and then I guess you're kind of peaceful in that way.
And then our 1st chair was like a valedictorian. He's going to Yale now.
Ah, that's cool.
So we had so many different, all 4 of us came from different backgrounds. But the thing is, all of us loved what we did, and we all played well. I mean, we just hung out a lot. It was just super fun. Because the thing is, the violins hang out the violins, the cellos hang out the cellos, violas, so the bass section, we're like the coolest people. Because we got to sit on stools. We were like the.
You gotta sit down.
Yeah, all of us played. Well, everybody sat down, but we had the cool chairs.
Oh, Sure.
And so, but we all like to play jazz too, and so it's just all the people who played in the orchestra who were not bass players, they just played, classical or string
Mhm.
stuff, and then there was just us in the back where we just have our own little jazz quartet.
I miss playing jazz so much. I haven't touched my sax in a while because of time and stuff.
You have a favorite genre of jazz?
Us, not really. I like
No.
almost all of it. I still remember my band teacher on the first day of class, of like our jazz band class, when it was like auditions, right? So it was like a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of people. He threw a music stand at me
Mm-hmm.
because I was out of tune. And then
Yeah.
that drove everyone away, like almost every student in my year. Because at the time we were freshmen, and it's gonna be like 4 years of jazz band, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can either choose jazz band or orchestral band or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And jazz band is the 12 out of 1,200, and then orchestral is like 100 people.
Yeah.
So that one that he threw at me, like, scared everyone off. I told my, because they're like, yeah, I don't want to do this. He's out of tune. I was out of tune, and then they all leave. I
Straight up
told my
turns
dad about this, and he's like, yeah, he sounds nice. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
straight up turns into J.K. Simmons from Whiplash.
He actually was at sometimes during the first years.
Oh
He
goodness.
definitely calmed down at the end because he was like retired and he didn't really care that much anymore.
Yeah.
But
Eh,
in the beginning, he was probably, I think, the best band teacher I've ever had or ever seen.
Yeah.
He was so passionate. He had this one special sign. He loved his students like so much. It was amazing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and we, the band, loved him too. He was amazing. We got we got gifts for him during Christmas and shit. It was really nice. He
That's
had this
awesome.
one, think of like a road sign, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it said "bang" when stressed, and it was like a bald man because he was bald.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever someone was like doing badly in band or something, he just grabbed the sign and started banging his head on.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he was
See,
amazing.
that's clearly something that I wish a lot of people strove for to have in education,
Oh yeah.
especially in music, because and
Uh-huh.
just performing in general. Because like the same thing was for I had the same. Thankfully, I had the same theater teacher all throughout high school, and
Mhm.
he was a bit of a hard individual at times, but he was the kind of guy that would hang out and joke around with his students. Again, never had. He was not a bad person. Never had any like, because he would hang out with his students a lot, not like after school, of course.
Yeah.
Like uh, but like his students would ah. Grease really said it's been too quiet. Um, But students would, during the lunch period, students would just hang out in his office with him, and they watch like videos
Oh.
of like Dragon Ball Z or something.
The best teachers are the ones that treat this is like I think only applies to like high school and maybe a little bit of middle school.
Uh-huh.
The best teachers are the ones that actually treat their students like people and not students. When you're
Yeah,
like when you're younger, elementary, like of course treat them like students because they're kids. They need to learn the fundamentals.
of course.
But like in high school, I think this is what a lot of teachers struggle with, is that they don't treat their students like people. They well, they do, but they treat them like kids. They constantly tell them you need to grow up but at the same time telling them you should know this, you're grown up,
Yeah, the big one of the
which
biggest.
is
Yeah, go ahead.
which is very annoying, especially when you're at that age, because you're like, what do you want me to do?
Mm-hmm. Uh, like one of the moments that really solidified my respect for him was when I was a TA for him, a teacher's assistant, and
Uh-huh.
during like there was a period when he was letting the students work on their because it was for his theater tech, and in that class, their project was just to use the power tools to make a set piece, and that was
Yeah.
it, because we had a big workshop. We had a bunch of wood. We had a bunch of different tools. Just use the workshop and make a set piece that you think would be really cool. You have to describe it, what play it would be from, how you would use it, any stage directions with it. And so that was over like the course of like 3 class periods. And every time you do that, like the first day, I was grading some papers, like some tests, and I walk into his office to ask him a question. And I see him sitting there watching Dragon Ball Super.
Dude, rip Akira, by the way.
R.I.P. Akira Toriyama.
Rest in peace.
And he was watching Dragon Ball Super at the time. And I walk, I'm like, "Are you watching Dragon Ball Super?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like,
It's sick, bro.
I'm like, aren't you like 35, 38? Because bear in mind, at the time, I didn't get into Dragon Ball until like my senior year of high school. That was like 2018. That was like 2017, 2018. And I didn't get a Dragon
To be fair,
Ball.
you probably grew up on it, right?
I'd imagine he grew up. Yeah, he grew up on it because he graduated high school. I want to say like 1992.
Oh yeah, probably.
No, I think it was like 2001. Sorry, it was like 2001, 2002. That's when he graduated high school. So he's probably almost almost 40. And so, but yeah, I'm just like, aren't you like almost 40? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, so how long you been watching this? He's like, for a little bit of time now. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, you want to watch it with me? I'm like, I got some tests to do. I'm like, oh, you can do that next class period. I'm like, okay. So I sat down on his couch. Because he was at his desk and he had a little couch in his office. I just sat down on the couch.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
While he was sitting in his chair, and just we were just watching that, and there was a window right next to it, so anybody could want to, if they want to, walk up to the window and just start watching it with us and see inside the office. And so for the rest of the class, we're just watching Dragon Ball. He was an interesting guy. So, that's not to say he didn't have his mean moments.
Teachers have such an impact on someone's life.
Well, not to mention, like,
so much of an impact.
I remember one time, because I was an idiot and I forgot my suit at, on campus.
We've been there.
Rooms.
We've been there. Yeah.
I messaged him and said, "Is it possible for you to come to the school and open the door so I can get my stuff?" And begrudgingly said yes. And I find out, because my oldest brother took me when I was getting my suit. He said, "Your brother is an effing idiot." and at the time, I was like pissed. I was like, "How could he do this?" And then like a year went by when I was out of high school. I was like, if I was with my family, my wife is sitting in the car, I'm with my kids, and one of my students says, "Can you take time out of your day to come unlock the high school so he could get something?" You'd call them an idiot too.
Yeah. What a dumbass.
So it's one of those things where you learn later on in life that maybe they're not as bad as you think.
They're people too.
Yep. Well, we're at the end of our show, so let's get
shoot.
Yep, let's get to
I can sleep.
Yes. Let's get to the last 10 questions of the show, and let's speed run these, and then you can go sleep, and
sure.
I can get ready for work. So.
Oh my God, VTube Studio thinks I'm not. I'm just Asian. Come on. All right. Let's start the questions.
My Thai roommate would always make the same kind of comments. He's a wonderful man.
You're what?
He's a wonderful man. Huh?
You're what?
My Thai roommate, my old Thai roommate, the one I was talking about. Yeah. So, did you have a chance to look over the questions?
I did take a peek, but I completely forgot them already.
That's okay. So these are 10 questions created from James Lipton, the famous writer, actor, director, that he would often ask to his guests on a show inside the actor's studio. Now, there are no right or wrong answers. These are just answers that you will just answer based on the feelings of your heart. So let's go with the first one. What is your favorite word?
Something silly, like maybe silly, or like something goofy. I love funny shit. Like just anything
goober?
Like skedaddle. Oh my God, I love the word skedaddle.
Skedaddle.
Oh, just think. You can already hear the tick, 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 tick. When you hear skedaddle.
Skedaddle,
Uh,
skadoodle.
I love goofy words. I don't think I can pick one. They're just too like anything goofy like that. I
Like an
love
onomatopoeia.
goofy. Like not even that. Just like goofy, goober,
That's fair.
skedaddle.
Splinky.
Splunky's amazing.
Freaking love splinky. What is your least favorite word?
Least favorite word?
Scrumdiddlyumptious.
That's amazing. You can imagine a pirate with that. Least favorite.
What?
I'm trying to think. That's my thinking noise. Normal.
Normal. You could just say collab.
Oh, collab works. Yeah, let's go with collab. Oh my god, my eyes are open. I swear to God. Okay.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Turns me on?
Spiritually, creatively, or emotionally?
Oh, okay, so not women. Turn me on. Music.
Music's a good one.
Food or music. I love music. There's this one song I'm just gonna recommend, like, shoot it out there. Op Shop Lover.
Huh?
Op, like OP Shop Lover. Probably my top listened to song right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. You can listen to it your own time. Chat can also listen to it too. It's amazing.
Heck yeah. On a side note, speaking of food,
music's great.
Speaking of food,
cow soy.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Did you reply?
No, not yet.
Oh.
But speaking of food, all I have to say is that Thai chili jam changed my life.
Thai.
You don't know what that is?
Hold up. I know it by another name. That's why.
That's fair. What turns you off?
Oh, this ain't Thai. Turns me off?
Yes.
Culturally,
Yeah.
blah 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 blah.
Thai sweet chili. Hey, Ren.
Oh, hi, Ren.
Turns
me off.
It's more like a paste.
Definitely misspelling, using the wrong there or your. That pisses me off to an unstable degree. Seeing, especially when it's a native speaker. Like, you learn this in elementary school, and yet I still see people saying the wrong there or your. It's not that hard. There's 3 versions. Or yeah, there's like 3 versions. It's not that hard. And then all the time, it's always the most funny meme I've ever seen. But they use the wrong your or they use the wrong there, and I can't download it anymore. I can't keep it. It's tainting my gallery. I can't have it. It's disgusting.
I see.
Well, definitely that. I despise that.
Speaking of anger, what's your least favorite, or what's your favorite curse word?
Cunt.
Really?
Because me and my friends, when we were in like middle school, when you swear like a pirate.
Yeah, I did not. I was a good.
You did
little
not?
boy.
Oh.
I was a good little boy.
Oh my god.
I
don't think in 6th grade, I don't think I had a single sentence that wasn't a swear. That didn't have a swear, unless I was like talking to a teacher or parent.
All I know. In my experience,
I just remember
of speaking with
one
children, in my experience of speaking with children who English is not their first language, and they see a white person like myself for the first time, because other countries and whatnot, they really like to say swear words at me.
Oh yeah, they love it. They think it's amazing because they're like, I know your language, but I know a bad word.
they just call me the F word. I'm like, whoa, where did that come from?
They're very comfortable because it's not that big here. Like for example, there's a little touchy, the N word. It's
Whoa
used a
there.
lot by locals. Like it's crazy how much they use it. But that's just because there's no cultural significance into it
That's
here in this country.
interesting.
So yeah. Anyway, I like the word cunt because when we were kids, there was this one friend of mine who'd always like make a Scottish accent, and he'd always say the word "cunt," like C-O-N-T, like "you're fucking cunt," and I love it. It's just stuck with my brain for so long.
I see. What sound or noise do you love?
Like, no, right there, Valentine, I'm gonna kill you. What is that? Hey there, Ren.
Yeah, no, I did it on purpose.
You absolutely. That annoys me so much.
What
I
sound
just
or
read. Oh,
what sound or noise do you love?
sound or noise?
Yes.
Um,
They are. That they are is too much.
I don't like your chat.
I like my chat.
First they like potatoes, then they like this shit. God damn it, bro.
They like ketchup chips.
I like ketchup. I like the most basic condiment. Okay, like, come on.
It's Willow. So what sound or noise do you love?
A sound or noise I love. I don't know. It's just you. Okay. Friends having a good time.
I like it. What sound or noise do you hate?
I hate
Hate.
door slamming.
Door slamming.
Yeah,
Interesting.
for reasons.
That's when you pretend to teach them a word that's not actually a curse word, but you convince them it is, and you have
Yes.
people walking around the street saying whatever random word you want.
I've had white people come up to me and ask, "Hey, how do you say the swear word in Thai?" And I just tell them, "I love you." And then they go up to random Thai people saying, "I love you." And I'm like, "Oh, how wholesome." It's great. You should try it next time if you can.
Beautiful. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I don't have a profession right now. I am a student. Um, profession. Something like Steve Irwin.
It's like
Like,
like an animal conservationist.
oh yeah. I grew up a lot on like National Geographic, Nat Geo Wild. I watched Steve Irwin, like I watched his old things like before he died, and that got me into like studying biology, which I'm doing now, and studying on ecology, zoology, etc., etc. I love animals. I also have this thing where I want to eat every animal once.
I like it. What profession would you not like to do?
Anything at a desk, like
Oh,
sitting at a desk all day. Or a cubicle of any kind, disgusting. That is the most boring shit I can think of, and a boring life is just, I don't know if I can live like that. That sounds terrible.
I feel it. I mean,
I have to keep moving. Most exotic animal I've tasted, kangaroo maybe. Rabbit, snake. Not most exotic animal, but the most interesting I've had was a pig testicle. That was disgusting. Exploded in my mouth. I've had a lot of insects. I've had scorpions, I have tarantulas, I had beetles, etc., etc. Crickets are very common here. Silkworms, earthworms.
could you not?
They're good.
No.
Have you had crickets before? They're good. Crickets are
No.
good.
No.
Silkworms are
stop.
not. Silkworms are disgusting. They also explode in your mouth.
No, stop it. Get some
But
help.
they have this weird grainy feeling, so I really hate
Do
it.
you mind?
No,
pig-
not really. Do you?
A pig did what in your mouth?
A pig technically nutted in my mouth. Look at my model. I'm innocent. I don't say things like this.
It's gross.
Yeah, kangaroo was pretty good.
Okay. Let's wrap this up. Honestly, that emote right there sums it up. Who did somebody gifted Dina? Thank you. Thank you, you kind of person. Hey, Nina, welcome back to the subscriber pool. All right, last question. Pardon me. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Huh. I've seen worse.
What does that even mean?
Don't worry about it.
What do you mean, don't worry about it? Oh my gosh. Well, if that's how you want to end it, that's why am I here? Wait.
Hey, hold up. Hold up. I'm supposed to go down.
This has been a lot of fun and Grim. Like,
Yeah.
we talked about we talked about a lot of stuff today.
We talked about potatoes to life.
We talked about potatoes, life, and jazz bands.
Jazz is amazing. Hold up. What's up? Hold up.
Well, I'm going to ask you our last and in my opinion second most important question. That is, Grim, who would you like us to raid? And you don't have to say that right now. Look him up and put it in the chat. And while you do that, I'll talk to my chat real quick and end this show.
Sure,
guys.
Sure.
This has been a lot of fun. I thank you so much for joining me today, especially joining our guest, GrimlenTV. Clearly, you guys need to go and support this wonderful person. Like, I encourage you, go and be in their chat, you know, lurk. Let's see if we can get them to affiliate, because that would be a whole lot of fun. I ran out of my drink, so I can't hydrate anymore. You know, gold is too malleable for use on a stable road. God, get out.
No one I know is live right now. Which is an issue.
And if you truly can't, I can always find some.
That's true, but that's no fun.
That is also no fun.
Let's...
So, with that in mind, guy, what do you mean? Why did you redeem the RR at the very end of the show?
Alright,
well, there's one RR.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I can do that. That's fun.
There you go. That's the quick one.
That's great.
I don't think my voice is as deep as it was at the start of the show, because since I talked a lot more, thankfully it returned to my normal voice. So that just happens when you wake up in the morning. Why is my model askew?
You can actually choose someone. If you don't mind, let me self-promote a little bit.
I am.
You good?
No, I'm not. Forget
I'm
this.
dying.
We're just gonna have. I'm just gonna look like this. Oh my goodness. Well, let's see. Who's somebody who I haven't really rated?
If you don't mind, let me self-promote a little bit.
Sure, go for it.
Follow me on Twitch. Twitter, I get political, so maybe don't follow that. That's literally it, just Twitch. I have a YouTube channel. I want to make videos. I don't know how to edit, so you can do that if you want, but you're gonna see something like once in a month. And TikTok, I do a lot of Apex clips there, and my eyes are open. What is wrong with you?
Heck yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Sweet. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you got as much fun out of this as I did. Please join me tomorrow at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time as we have our final guest of the week, Mercury Wins. So please join us then. This has been a lot of fun. Let's see. Mods, can we get the raid message for our new mod here? Everybody, please say hello to Red Reaper. He is our new mod. Yeah. If you want to type exclamation point VOD raid and then VOD raid 1, that is it.
Thanks for having me on. That was great.
Let's see. Why don't we raid Cynical, because she's doing her birthday streams? No, not the... Good job, Vega. Good job. What? Okay, settle down there.
Oh, it works.
So hold on. Hold on.
Make sure
You
they're
guys
not
should
about
not
to end
have
stream.
access to that. All right, I'm gonna change that. You guys should have access to that.
Huh?
Oh my gosh. Ah. Oh. Ah. E. All right. Well. Stop.
Fusion.
Leave it alone. You all are not supposed to be. Let me. I swear, it's not letting me. I'm going to cry. I'm going to scream.
All right. If you don't mind, I'm gonna hop off first. I really need to sleep. I'm tired.
Yes. Let us start that raid, guys. Join us tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot of fun. With that in mind, my name is Val. This has been Grim, and that is our show. Have a wonderful day and good afternoon.
Good night.